I am so excited to finally be able to do a full review of the Willow pump. I have had this pump for so long. I got it when I was only about 4 months pregnant, and I had Aaron in October. So I've been using it for about 2 full months now. Now I know, disclaimer wise, you're not supposed to pump until your breast milk supply is already established around 6 weeks, but due to family circumstances, deaths in the family and having to travel, I opted to pump earlier. So I actually had to start using the pump at about when she was 2 weeks old. So I've been using it 2 full months now. It's New Year's Eve, December 31st when I'm filming this video. So I will actually be able to give you a full in-depth review of this pump. So yay! Now, if you are pregnant, expecting, know somebody pregnant or expecting, have thought about a breast pump, mentioned a breast pump, saw one in the store, then you have probably seen an ad for this pop up on Facebook or Instagram, because you know that's just what happens. And you've probably been a little bit curious as to how or if this is actually worth the $500 that it costs and how well it works. I have seen so many questions and comments on Willow's Facebook page and ads about the suction, if you are a bigger chested woman, how it fits. And so today I am hoping that I can effectively answer all of your questions, as I have now been using this for 3 months. Aaron was born October 21st. Now I know you're supposed to wait to pump until your milk is effectively established at 6 weeks, but due to a lot of family circumstances and having to go out of town and everything, I had to start pumping a little sooner. So I think I initially started pumping when she was 2 weeks old, and I used the Willow. So I've had about 2 full months to use this and effectively gauge whether or not it's worth it. And so I'm going to share all of that with you today. As usual, if you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe wherever the button is. And so let's hop right into the Willow. All right, so let's just hop right into it, starting with the price. The Willow is $479.99. Now I know that is a bit pricey, especially considering that insurances for the most part cover breast pumps for you. Let me tell you, if you work in healthcare, retail, any type of service industry or social services, something where you're on your feet all day, this pump is a godsend. It's amazing. It is honestly a must-have. It's also really good if you have an employer that does not give you a dedicated pump space like they should be doing, or give you time to pump like they are legally mandated to do. This is worth every bit of the investment. Even as a stay-at-home mom / work-at-home mom myself, this pump has been amazing because I have 5 kids. And let me tell you, I don't always get a chance to sit down and pump. Sometimes I'm not able to actually sit down and pump with my regular pump until almost 1 o'clock in the morning. It's just impossible. So this has been great for me, especially if we're out on the go. If I'm at the girls' ballet lessons or my son's golf lesson, even if I'm sitting in the car rider line waiting to pick up, I can just pop in my Willow, and this is great for me. So I just wanted to make sure I shared that little tidbit with you, because I know a lot of times people are like, well, I don't know if I need it. You know, it doesn't really matter the situation. If you're just a busy person, this is a great investment and just a great accessory for you to have while you're on your breastfeeding journey. For the $479, you get 2 pumps. So this one is my left pump. As you can see, it says it on the bottom. And I have my right pump. You get 2 of the flanges that come with it that attach to it. And you also get 2 flex tubes and a carrying bag for your pump. So As you see, mine has water on it. My pump has been through it. You also get, now they send 2 cleaning brushes. I only had 1 cleaning brush with mine when I first got it, but now they include 2 cleaning brushes for the price, which is really good. And you also get, let me reach, a set of 24 4-ounce bags. So, but we will talk more about the bags in just a moment. So I think for $4.79, that's actually pretty good for everything that's included with it. Now, some people may disagree, but I think that's pretty good. You know, with most standard pumps that you get the pump, but you don't get bags or anything that comes with it. So I think that's a great little extra perk that Willow throws in. And you can also, from time to time on their website, they'll have deals where if you catch them at the right time, they might throw in even more bags with the purchase of the pump, and of course you get free shipping, which is great. So next we're going to move into the functionality. So these pumps, oh, and it also includes a charger. Can't forget that. It includes 1 charger. Sometimes they will also have deals where they'll throw in a 2nd charger, which I think is important because it's really hard, especially if you're in a rush and you got to go and you need to, you know, you're trying to give yourself time to charge the pumps before you leave the house. It's really painstaking when you can only charge 1 pump at a time. So if needed, wait for a deal where they offer 2 chargers with it, because you are definitely going to need to invest in a 2nd charger. But you can always buy a 2nd charger for the pump in case you miss those deals or if they don't offer it again, right? You get 24 4-ounce bags that are specially made for the Willow pumps. So, and they come just like this in a Ziploc bag. So that's important to note also. So you do get bags with these. A lot of pumps, actually no other pump that I've seen has ever offered, has ever had bags come with it. Now, another big thing that I want to talk about, that I'll go into more in depth later, and I'll actually show you. If you are a big busted woman, yes, you can still use this pump. I am a 40D. I have big boobs, you know, big old boobs. And I still wear the Willow. I still wear it out in public. As a matter of fact, I wore the pump during my grandfather's funeral 2 weeks ago. Nobody even noticed. You can't hear it. It's silent. And I'll show you how that looks. But if you have a big chest, like, don't even fret. This is still, you can still use this. It wasn't uncomfortable at all as long as you have on a nursing bra. I actually think I had on a sports nursing bra then, but a nursing bra, the time kind of snaps down, you know, that's perfect to use with this pump. I like to use the sports nursing bra since I'm bigger chested, because it actually makes the pump more secure and you get a better suction with it. But I'll go more into that later. So I want to show you just real quick how you put your pump together. So this is the, whatever, I don't even know what this part is. This is the actual pump part. So here is the flange and the flex tube. So you connect, actually, let me turn it this way. You connect it, flange flex tube right here onto the flange. You see? Slide it down and listen for the click. And then right here, you have the bag. And on the bag, you'll see it says this side up. I don't know how well you can see that, but it says this side up. And it goes like that. So this side that's up goes on like this onto the bag. Onto the flange, sorry. And right here, the holes go into the flex tube there. And I like to make sure that my bag is secured inside. You're not supposed to fold it down or anything, but I like to push mine in as much as possible, because that you do have an issue with a lot of air, and I'll go into that more later. But that's why I like to make sure my bag is as secure as possible. And you see, you snap the flange onto the actual pump, and you just close it down, and there it is assembled. And of course I picked up the pump that was dead, so I can't even turn it on, but I will turn this one on for you. You see it lights up. So the on button is here, and then right here it looks like a little play symbol like you would see on a VCR or DVD player, showing my age here, or anything actually. And you just push that and you push play. And you can see it's really quiet. It doesn't make a whole lot of noise, and I love that about the Willow pump. Another great thing, there is an app. Now, there's an iPhone app. I don't know if there's an Android app. I wasn't but either way, if there's not an Android app, you don't really need it. The app is helpful only if you want to keep track of how much you've been pumping and how much is in the bag, because it lets you know how much you're pumping into the bag as you're actually pumping. Now, even without the app, you can still keep track. Just stop it and you can just quickly take it apart and look. And then another thing, if it gets too full, you'll start spilling milk out. So you'll know if it's time to change the bag. Now, with that said, I'm gonna go back to the issue with the air. If you don't have a correct suction or correct latch with the pump, correct latch with the pump, you will get a lot of air in the bag, and that can throw off your reading. Now, I do want to go back to the issue I was talking about with making sure that you have a correct latch. With the air in the bag, I'm sorry. It is important to, in order to minimize the amount of air that you get into your bag, you have to have a correct latch. Obviously, I can't expose my breasts on YouTube to show you, but it's by having a correct latch, it minimizes the amount of air that'll get into your pump. And the great thing about Willow is when you purchase, it comes with access to their coaches. So you get a free coaching call, and they can actually walk you through it on YouTube or, FaceTime, not YouTube. Oh my goodness. They can actually walk you through it on FaceTime. I think some people said they've done it through text message and over the phone as well if they had an Android and didn't have access to it. So that's a great option, and I definitely recommend that if you purchase this, you take advantage of that, because it can be extremely discouraging if you are looking at the app and it says, oh, I've pumped 3.6 ounces, and you go to pull the bag out and it's like really 1/4 of an ounce because you got so much air in the bag. And one way that I've done that, I've managed to minimize that, checking my latch. I also use a sports bra when I pump. And another thing is I lean back. So that for some reason, I don't know what it is, leaning back has seemed to help so much with making sure I'm not getting a lot of air. I feel like it causes the pump to lay closer up against my chest. And so it leaves less room for air to get in. And I'm not getting any air in the bag. Another tip that I found really helpful is I rub just a tad bit of nipple cream around my flange. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. You don't want it to get super slippery or anything. And if you don't have nipple cream, some people use coconut oil, whatever the case may be, just a teeny tiny bit. But I do want to say that's not recommended by Willow, so you can do that at your own risk, but that's what's helped me a lot. And I do notice a difference if I don't rub the cream on there. For some reason, it just seems like I'm not getting a lot of milk in there. I don't know. It's probably just a fluke, but you know, so you can take it or leave it. That's just my little experience with that. But definitely, you want to make sure that you have a really good latch in order to minimize the amount of air, because I would hate to see somebody giving up on breastfeeding because they feel like they A, aren't producing a lot of milk, and B, that they just aren't using their pump the right way. There is a huge learning curve with the Willow pump. I have 5 kids. I have used every type of pump imaginable, from bicycle pumps to little pull-out pumps, electric pumps, double pumps, hospital grade pumps. With each, I've been breastfeeding essentially for the last 14 years, and still there was a learning curve for me when it came to this pump. It was not easy. I struggled, and it was really hard when I had to use this pump on the fly because my other one hasn't come. My other one didn't come yet, and we had to go out of town, and I was like, oh crap, I need to pump. So I'm sitting there, and I hadn't had my coaching call yet, and I'm like, I have to be able to pump. And it was really frustrating for me, but I made it through. And now, while I won't say I'm an expert at the Willow pump, I'm pretty darn good at making sure I don't have air in the bag. And when it comes to using this, I think I do pretty well. So don't feel bad. There's a learning curve. You aren't the only one who's going through it, who goes through it. Everyone who has used this pump has had to adjust because it is different, but different is great. I hate that it's taken so long to get a pump like this on the shelves. I've had so many different jobs over the years where I can tell you this would have come in handy, especially when with working in an engineering lab. My primary job was fabricating stents for cancer patients, and this would have been perfect. This would have just been great. Having to leave the room or just trying to go find some place to pump, 9 times out of 10 I ended up in my car pumping. This would have been great. When I worked on a military base, this would have been very handy as well. I worked in a daycare, so that would have been perfect to use as well, because there was no dedicated pumping space. And at the time, I actually don't think it was mandated to where there had to be one. So I was just kind of SOL. I had to go pump in the car. But this would have been perfect to use because I could have just slid it in and continued working and not worried about, you know, oh gosh, I'm like leaking milk everywhere. I've run through my pads and stuff, like just all the nightmare stuff that happened, you know. But I'm so grateful that the people at Willow developed this because it is just so long overdue, so long overdue. All right, so I mentioned earlier that a lot of times in the Facebook comments, I've seen bigger chested women inquire as to whether or not they can wear the Willow pump. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Obviously, it's going to be under my shirt because I'm not exposing my breasts on YouTube once again. But I just want to show that you can wear it and it still look natural, at least from my perspective, with the pumps in place. So this is me with both pumps in. So that's how it looked with the pumps in. Like I said, I typically wear a sports bra with the pumps on. And for me, that makes a big difference. A, it's more comfortable for me because I am bigger chested. And B, I just like wearing sports bras. Sports bra nursing. All right, now I want to talk about storage for the pump. Now, of course, as I mentioned, the pump comes with 2 storage bags, one for the left side and the right side. But I also want to show you how I store mine. I ordered me a toiletry bag from Pottery Barn Teen. It was initially supposed to be for my high schooler, but I was like, I like this, I'm gonna keep it, and I ordered her the Harry Potter one from Pottery Barn Teen instead. But it's this, it's the Emily and Merritt storage bag. And let me find the zipper. I really like just how roomy it is. So as you can see, I have both of my pumps here and they stay in here. So whenever I need to go somewhere, you know, I like the little handle. My diaper bags are all huge. I have a Lily and Jade diaper bag. And I have a couple of jujubes, and this fits right into there perfectly. So I don't use this just for overnight travel. I use it actually every single day. Whenever I have to go somewhere, I can just throw in my toothbrush and stuff up here. But and I like how it comes with the little hanger as well. So if we're in a hotel, I can just hang this up easily and not worry about it. And I don't worry about the pumps making it too heavy because it's a good quality bag. I don't I haven't noticed any ripping or tearing or any warping from heaviness, but the pumps aren't super heavy to begin with, so that's not an issue. But you can see there's enough room in here for each one. And yeah, so I highly recommend. You don't have to get one from Pottery Barn or Pottery Barn Teen, but in case you're looking for one, I think I only paid like 18 or 19 bucks for this because it was on sale. I got it in August right before school started, so everything was on sale. So I didn't pay full price, but I think the full price, it was either $24 or $32, something like that. But it wasn't terribly expensive to begin with. But you can get a toiletry bag from anywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be there. But if you want one of really good quality, I highly recommend Pottery Barn. So that's that for storage. All in all, I really enjoy my Willow pump. Like I said, it's been amazing. It's been a lifesaver. As a mom with 5 kids, like I said earlier, I don't always have a chance to sit down and pump multiple times a day. When it's time to pump, I just physically can't. So this has been a great addition to my life, my family. You know, my husband, he's not having to solely just take over when I have to sit down and pump. Sometimes he does, you know, obviously, because sometimes I just want to sit down and use a regular pump just so I can escape for a few moments. Hey, gotta be honest, right? But for the moments when I have to use my Willow, like I said, car rider line, grocery store, Christmas, Thanksgiving, when I've been around family, so that way I don't have to go to another room, I break out my Willow, slide it, pop it in. Nobody's none the wiser. I don't have to like leave my plate sitting there or anything. I can continue to eat my food while I'm pumping. Now, when the baby starts crying, it's a totally different story, but I'm able to just continue on with my regular activities while pumping, and that's just been great. So if you have any questions about the Willow pump, be sure to drop them in the comments below. I would love to, you know, answer anything that I possibly can about the Willow. I forgot to mention earlier, I think I did show the left at the beginning of the video, but on each one, it does say L and R for left and right. So my other video, I'll link my other video to the Willow, where I was able to show what's on the app. I don't have my phone with me this time to be able to do that, so I'm sorry, but I'll be sure to link the other video and you can head over there and check that one out. So any questions, comments, thoughts, and opinions on the Willow, be sure to leave it in the comment section below, and I will try to respond to as many as possible. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.